Hi, everyone. This is Star Ravenhawk, and welcome to the Magical World TV.
Hi, it's Rhonda Allen. We're a little late, but better than never.
Yes. And now, on with the show.
On with the show.
It's a magical, witchy world. It's a magical, witchy world. Hey!
Hi. Welcome, Glenn Laycock and Saraa Sofia to the show tonight.
Thank
you.
Such a pleasure. Rhonda, can you hear us?
I can hear everybody fine. I do
Okay.
not have anything on my laptop, Star, so it's all on you tonight. I don't
Oh,
have
dear goddess.
nothing.
Okay. All
I
right.
apologize.
No pressure.
All right.
This is
I
what
know, right?
happens when technology fails.
Okay, so tonight, everyone, I am the one that's somehow being the technical person and everything else, and you know I'm not that technical person. So we will do it as we go, okay? So, as per usual, the bio will be read for Glenn Laycock and Saraa Sofia so that they can be introduced to you our show. Okay, so combined, Glenn Laycock and Saraa Sofia have over 20 years of experience, and they would love to pass along their experiences and their expertise. They have worked on many cases together and work very well as a team. Glenn's team is called Canadian Paranormal Investigations, and Sarah's is called Keeping Up with Spirits. They find that there is too much fighting in the field and would like to show people that teams can get along and flourish from each other's knowledge. Sarah has been talking to spirits once since she was a child, while Glenn was a non believer until he bought a very haunted house about 17 years ago. So that must have been interesting.
It definitely gets your attention when you spend your first evening here and a door gets slammed in your face.
Oh,
It's like, well,
yeah.
that's odd. Perhaps we'll look into this.
Okay. All right. So since I'm the one that's going to have to ask all the questions again because Rhonda is unable to do it from her end
I'm gonna
tonight.
try and get there. I'm gonna get there.
Actually, you have the question, or you don't have even your questions that you wrote, right?
Well, I'm working with a brand new laptop. Nothing.
No. The questions that you
But I will
wrote.
get there.
Okay, I'll just do it.
You get started.
Okay, so the first question is, which again, we are very, very happy to have you guys join us here tonight. Okay. And excited to see what some of the questions would be answered and how you will answer those questions. So the first question is, did you have actually, what brought you to doing this kind of work? I know Glenn already said that, when he bought that house 17 years ago. What about you, Saraa?
So I've been communicating with spirits since I was 2 years old.
Oh, wow.
Psychic mediums run in my family. I was born in a Catholic household, and it was not to be talked about in my religious faith, but I was the one that was talking to spirit and opening the idea to family. And I was seeing the shadow man, the black hat shadow man at 2 years old, and describing him to my family. And we also lived in a very haunted home growing up at 6 years old. Moving into this family home that I grew up in, I was sensing and seeing spirit and telling my family what I was seeing, not realizing that it was not normal. As they would put it, there's no such thing as ghosts. So I've really opened up my family to the idea of spirit. And it's kind of just really taken off. So,
Okay.
yeah, I have.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
I guess that's
Glenn,
how
do you
it
wanna-
kind of started.
That's wonderful. Glenn, do you want to say anything further other than that house or your experience with that
Well,
house as to what
I
got
was
you going?
just thinking about what Sarah just said, and Sarah, and actually, I'm going to send one to you as well when we're done here. But I actually have a photograph of the black hat, the shadow man, that I took in my
Wow, that's awesome.
Wow.
that I took in my house. I don't know if I've ever shown it to you, Sarah, but yeah. And normally I would say the picture that I got would be like pareidolia, except when we went to snap the picture, we asked for permission and we heard a deep voice go, okay, and somebody got poked in the side.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
That's interesting.
I will.
Hey, man.
I didn't think about getting on that topic, but I will follow up when we're done, and I'll send you a copy of that photo that I have of him.
Oh, right. That's awesome. That's awesome.
The scary part is it was in our bedroom, so.
Oh, wow.
Sounds amazing.
So
Thing, if you know that there are possible ghosts in your bedroom, it's kind of disconcerting because you're like, okay, should I close my eyes, go to sleep?
I was never really afraid of it, but it was just, to me, it was just peculiar.
Yeah.
And then what happened was I did reach out to 3 different paranormal teams and said, like, I need help. Like, how do I deal with this? And all 3 of them said, you're fine, don't worry about it. And I was like, no, we're not fine here. So
Yeah.
I started picking up equipment and started adding to that, and then started doing my own investigations. And that's kind of how I kind of eased into the whole business of paranormal investigation. It was out of
Wow.
necessity more than anything.
Nice. See,
I-
kind of like you kind of went by you're being guided with it in a way because
Yeah.
you had to deal with it in some way because they're telling you it's okay, don't worry about it, and it's not like that for you. So
And I also knew what it was like to be that person where you'd mention it and people go, yeah, okay. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to make myself available to help people who are in the
Right.
position that I was, where nobody wants to believe you. And
Right.
so I kind of stepped into that role.
okay.
I
And
have,
I was going to kind of ask you guys if you had any personal experiences, but you kind of said some of them. But if you want to embellish with any further things about before you started actually doing the ghost hunting work, did you have any experiences? Well, Sarah mentioned she had it since she was 2. So before she even began the ghost hunting, she began when she was 2 years old and went from there.
I never had any.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
Sorry, Rhonda, you want to say something. I saw.
I wanted to let you all know, first of all, I do have my questions up now.
Excellent.
Okay, good. So you can
Yeah.
go from there.
Yes, because I am curious. And just to say on background, since alas, I didn't have an opportunity to chat with either of you before we went live.
Okay.
I have done ghost hunting here in New Jersey. And so I am like so excited to get to have this conversation with the both.
Aw.
This is exciting.
Yes.
So the experience, as Star was saying, you've probably, you each have had your own experiences. So I'm just going to tap in and say, tell us a little bit more about that first foray, that first experience you each had. I know the entrance into the home, but what was it like when you first had that experience? Did you feel shock? Did you feel fear?
I don't. Sarah, go ahead. You go ahead first, Sarah.
Yeah, I have a couple of them. I won't talk about the first one because it gets very deep and emotional. But the second one, so kind of growing up and not realizing what mediumship was, but hearing spirit, seeing spirit, especially in high school.
Yeah.
I was bullied quite often in high school for other reasons, and I was quiet because I was picking up energy, seeing energy, and having it's like I could feel how the room was going to be and how people were going to be. So I didn't like school. I didn't like high school for those reasons. I had a hard time fitting in because I felt different inside. But I tried to shut it out. I did not want anything to do with it. When my youngest was born, we lived in this big 3-plex. And we had quite the paranormal activity. And I was not thinking paranormal activity. I was thinking, what in the actual is happening?
Right.
There were forks and spoons being thrown across the floor. And I'm on the phone with my mom going, oh my God, it's happening again. Like, you
Oh,
should see
wow.
this.
Yeah.
We had this Mickey Mouse Clubhouse toy set. And at this point, to get to the bathroom, you would have to go to the bedroom. So when my kids went to sleep, I made sure that, okay, put the toys away because nobody wants to trip, right? Me and my partner are sleeping. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm in a deep sleep at this point, and I can hear this sound. And I shook my partner and I said, can you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, what is that? So he whips on the light, and the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse is scattered across the floor, and it was the boot of the clubhouse, and it
Wow.
has an elevator, so it was going up and down, and it makes a very loud, annoying sound.
Oh my goodness.
So I was like, oh my God, I'm dealing with a child spirit, and I do not want to deal with this spirit. So I kept blocking it out and ignoring it. I'm like, if I ignore it, we'll leave it alone. So a few months later, we moved up to the top floor of the threeplex, and it was very large and beautiful. It was great. I started feeling different energy up there. The bed, I would be breastfeeding my youngest child because he was like an infant, and I could feel the end of the bed being pressed down, and it was the first time ever in my life to actually experience something like that or know that that could happen.
Right.
And I just remember going completely still and trying not to breathe. And I'm trying to feel out, why can I feel my feet really just pressing down like this?
Wow.
So they were sitting there.
Yeah. And I was like, oh God, no, 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 no. And then my name starts being called out.
Mm.
Then I'm hearing my mother-in-law's name screaming, Saraa, she's not even there.
Wow.
And so it kept happening. And then I started picking up more visions of people dying, ambulances, a friend of mine dying. Then I'm hearing his voice, and I'm like, it's happening all at once.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, I think I'm going crazy. So I'm researching,
Yeah.
and it's showing mediumship. So then I contact my aunt, who is a psychic medium, and I explained to her kind of what's happening, and she's like, spirit's trying to get your attention. So the visions got more clear, my premonitions got more clear. Then now I'm seeing spirit, and
Wow.
looks like an invisible person, like, you know, when a car is turned on and you can see the gas come out of the car and it's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm rubbing my eyes going, why am I seeing a human being
Right. Right.
doorway?
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, 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 no. So I was not having it. So anyhow, I had a vision that my grandfather was going to have a massive heart attack and die. And I told my partner, and he's like, no, no, like, it's fine. And a week later, he had one. So I just did this big prayer manifestation, as you will. And I said, listen, I will take on this gift if he can stay and be there for my grandmother because she's not well. He was not supposed to make it through that surgery. And they said, it's a miracle. You should not be here.
Wow.
So now I'm seeing and talking to the dead.
And this is the work. Wow. That's a journey. And I appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really do appreciate you sharing that, because there are people who probably have some experiences like that and they don't know what's the next step. How do I
And that's the thing, I had to do the work and contact other mediums to do the schooling and learn how to talk to the sitter,
Yeah.
learn how to use my gift in the right way, the right setting, and learn to also treat a spirit as what a human being and not to fear it. So there's a lot I could go on about, but that's how I accepted it.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I think Glenn, you were gonna say how it
Lucia?
happened for you.
Well, yeah, and like I said, getting into this, it was a bit of a journey. Like we had the incident with the door, and then when we bought this house, our daughter and her husband, they moved into our basement apartment, and they had a new baby, and when they weren't home, the mobile over his crib would go off all the time.
Huh.
So I thought, well, I'll fix this. I'll take the batteries out of that mobile because it's kind of creepy when you're upstairs. You hear this do 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 do, and it would still go off with no batteries, and the music would play. And as soon as you would step over the threshold to his bed in his bedroom, it would stop, and you'd walk back out, and it would start turning again, and it would start playing music. And then we had a rocking chair beside his crib, and the rocking chair would rock all the time beside his crib. And that really got me, okay, we really have to deal with this. Like, it was nothing threatening, but it just was a little, like, we had the baby monitor one night, and we could hear ha, 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 in his room.
Gosh.
And I went down, and I went downstairs, and he started to cry, and I could hear like the bar on the crib creaking, like someone was leaning over it, looking in on him. And so that's when I really got serious about doing this, because it was, like I said, it was necessity, because I don't want him traumatized. He's just a little baby,
right?
And also, why is this happening to us? We do believe that it was the spirits of the people that the house who built the house that were doing this. The house was built, I'm going to say, in the mid 50s.
Okay.
And there's just some odd things here. Like, we have a room in our house that we have no access to.
That's interesting.
No access at all? You mean the keys doesn't work, or what?
No, it's actually been bricked over, the doorway.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And I always kind of tell my wife, one day you're going to come home and I'm going to have that open. And I said, you never know. I said, there could be like a pile of money, or there could be a guy hanging in chains. You never know.
Yeah.
I could see it being somebody behind there, because I remember someone, I think they had televised it, that they wondered all these paranormal activities at this wall, and it was another room. And when they opened it up, there were bodies in there.
Yeah. Well, I did have a medium in here one time, and she just walked over to the wall and went and put her hand on the wall and says, I don't like that wall. And I went, okay. So one day I will open it, but no. They actually, a TV show was done on our house. One of those paranormal shows did an episode on our house. By the way, don't ever do that. They embellished so badly, I guess, for ratings. We had people over watching it, and I was so embarrassed. We had popcorn and everything, and it was so embarrassing. I went, okay, sorry, everybody. This is really bad. But it's because of what we went through. What's that?
That's very good to know also about, certain experiences you might have with programming, with television programming, those, the hunters and all of that.
In the recreation, they had like demons flying up into our faces. And what really ticked me off, this is what really bothered me about that show, is they had an actor portray me, and he had a bald spot about that big around on the top of his head. And it's like, hang on a minute.
Wow. They're excited. They wanted something that looked theatrical, in other words.
Wow.
No, I don't have a bald spot. So, but then also in doing this, because the people that I talk to, the first thing they'll say is, okay, this is going to sound crazy. And it's like, no, you don't sound crazy.
You're right.
Look what I do as a hobby. I'm not going to call you crazy. We're here to believe you, and we're here to help.
Right.
And honestly, I'm going to say about 90% of the time when we do this, we can find a practical reason for their problems. It could be bad plumbing. It could be bad wiring. As an example, we had a woman one time. She called us up. They were terrified. There was her and 3 kids. They were all sleeping in the same bed because the daughter's bed was vibrating at night. She was seeing shadow figures. And I finally said, there's nothing here. Well, I'm telling you there is. I said, there's nothing here. Can we talk to your daughter? It turned out the vibrating was she was sleeping with her phone under her pillow, and her phone was vibrating. And the shadow figures, because she had a 4-foot mirror against the wall at the foot of her bed, and she was seeing herself in the dark.
Oh my God.
That's how you help people, because and then sometimes it isn't. It's not. There is a haunting, And most people, they don't want you to get rid of it. They just want they want validation. Okay, I wasn't imagining this, and
Okay.
they're fine with it. And we will help them if they want to deal with it. But most times people are like, no, we're fine. We just want to know, can you capture
That they're not crazy.
Yeah, we're not crazy. Yeah, and that's what we're doing most of the time. Is just saying like,
Right.
here you go. Here's a
Okay.
copy of everything. We don't charge for it, and neither does Sarah. Nobody charges for this. We do it because we want to do it.
Right, right. That's awesome. That's truly awesome. So where are some of the locations that you guys have worked?
I know myself, we've primarily stuck with private residences because I don't like going to a location where a ton of other teams have been there already. It's like poking the bear. It's like if I was a ghost or I was a spirit, would I want to have 50 teams a year going, is there anybody here? Is there anybody here? Is there anybody here? You know, that's just that would be annoying.
Yeah, right.
Like we've had real estate agents call us and can you please come in because we have people doing an open house and as soon as they walk in the door they go ooh and they just walk out and they leave because they get creeped out. We've done cases like that. Which sorry I'm talking so much, but I know when we went in, I was still new at this and I did a rookie mistake. I did a challenge. I said I don't think you're here. Why don't you prove me wrong? This was at that one of those houses. And I jumped about a foot and I had this 2 scratch marks that went from above my waist down to the back of my knee.
Wow.
So I learned very quickly.
No challenges.
Challenge. Don't ever do that. No, but we're much more respectful now. Now that I'm kind of seasoned at this.
Right,
now.
right.
So sorry, Sarah, I'm
Right.
taking all the time here. I apologize. I'm yakking away here.
It's okay. No, that's okay.
What about your church, Sarah? What places have you been to?
So quite a few home investigations, and I'm just looking at my list here. I wrote some stuff down, but I've been to other bigger locations too. It definitely poked the bear a little bit.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't like that.
okay.
I apologize. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. You are right though, like but I will say at the top of my list, I have 2 at the top of my list that I've had really good experiences. Rockport, Ontario. It's just outside of Kingston. It's right on the St. Lawrence River. And I'm telling you, like my sister and I showed up to be in our cousin's wedding.
Yeah.
And we knew to bring some paranormal gear. And our motel room outside the river was so active. I was held down to the bed. The door was slammed. We had equipment going off to our yes and no questions like, okay, if you're male, like that one up. If you're female, like that one up. Ceiling fans spinning out of nowhere. It was freaking my mother out. So we didn't party. We just went, communicating.
Right.
And the Bracebridge Library, so that's in the Muskoka region, which I live in as well. My aunt Darlene and our friend Troy, from Beyond the Veil Paranormal, he held an event for the public and had us in stations. So we were put in stations throughout the entire library, and we had tickets sold out immediately. So we done a few different evenings, and Spirit was so active, it was insane. When we investigated the place, we had really negative, mean spirits pinching me, poking me, cussing at us and telling us that we are doing the work of the devil, all this stuff. So my aunt was told off, and this is through like devices and stuff. And then we realized that there was a church next door. Okay, makes sense. So we had to communicate with spirit to let them know that we're there for good. We're not there for bad, and we're not doing the devil's work, etc. So it got calmer.
Yeah.
And the experiences got nicer, and then spirit really ramped up when the audience showed. We had people leave like in tears because they were terrified. People walking around my portal, my spirit box, trying to figure out how in the heck spirit is yelling out people's names that are watching me in the audience. And I said, listen, it all comes from being open and having the communication.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun, and of course I have more written here to share, but yeah.
Time to say.
I think it's kind of what Glenn said, that sometimes imagine how many teams went into a particular place or whatever, and after a while they start forming their own opinions. They were human at one point, so they can still form opinions. You know what I mean? So.
And that's the problem, right? It's when being an investigator, it's treating spirit with kindness, and not all investigators agree with me.
Respect, yeah.
At all. But for me, that's how I investigate. Like I got a comment yesterday. I posted a video. I'm communicating with a spirit in my room because my place is haunted. And I have a haunted doll sitting there, like basically setting stuff off. And this comment that I got was, like, what if that's an evil spirit and here you're just treating it and talking to it like it's a dog? I'm just like, hey, that's hilarious. Like, love your comment and your sarcasm. But yeah, I'm going to talk to the spirit, whether it's a pet or not, like it's human being, because that's how I get spirit to communicate back.
Respect. There's nothing wrong with respecting. I don't understand what is wrong with that.
Yeah, I don't go in yelling and provoking and.
Right.
Well, that's good though. That's good, because the reason I don't watch a lot of the paranormal investigative shows is because to me a lot of them are very disrespectful, and they laugh at things and they poke at things, and because again they want to make it very theatrical, like Glenn was saying, and
that's how
to me I find it disrespectful, a lot of them.
Well, that's how I feel like you're going to it's like you're trying to provoke a dark entity, and if you don't know how to close that door, then do not open it. Like,
yes,
right.
That's actually a good point. Like, you've probably run into this, Sarah, as well. How many times have you been in an investigation and you find out they've been messing with the Ouija board?
Yep. And I've dealt with people who have, and then I've had to explain to them that, like I've posted equipment and had to tell people, like, listen, this is no different than a Ouija board. If you think the Ouija board scares you and all of a sudden you just want to go purchase yourself a spirit box, this to me is worse. This is a portal. If you are calling spirit in to communicate with you, you're opening that door. If you're new to this, do your research. I did all my research before I purchased my first equipment for me, and I did all my research, was my dowsing rods. And they work amazing with me. I was terrified of them when I had them. And then, of course, I graduated up more, but I was learning from other investigators and watching how they communicate with spirit. Then I'm finding the investigator that I'm more connected with to watch, because I like how they communicate.
Right.
And now I'm teamed up with GHA, the Ghost Hunter apps, with Anthony Sanchez from California. And now I'm working with him doing spirit apps and boxes and different things. And it's teaching people how to form that communication with spirit. It's teaching them that if you want, like, say, even with a Ouija board, you have to set good intention and make sure that you're content in what you're doing. You have to make sure that you're not drinking alcohol. You don't have any type of drugs in your system. You have to be in a good mindset, because you're attracting those spirits. So for me, I connect with angels. I connect with spirit guides. I connect with ancestors and loved ones. So I will attract that into my work. If I'm going into a darker location, like I just did a big prison in Ottawa, there are dark spirits there. And I was aware that, okay, I'm going to be attracting an entity tonight. But I'm not going to show fear, and that I'm afraid of it. So for anyone who's new, do your research. Don't just do anything.
Excellent point. I'm
Yeah, that's excellent. Yeah.
question real quick here, and that's to ask, because the point about doing your research, that is so key. What about the additional partners, maybe other researchers that you might work with, other people who may be either spiritual or religious or historians or anything of that nature? Do you bring any other folk along with you, perhaps, to some of these?
I have 7 people on my team. And
Wow.
everybody brings something different to the table. And we have one person who, Trish, she is basically our team medium. And we combine that with technology, and they find that the two styles complement each other. They work so well together. We don't like to go all tech and all medium. We like to mix the two.
That's good. That's good.
It's surprisingly well. Actually, I was just thinking about something when we were talking earlier there. One thing that really tends to bring up activity during investigation: introduce humor. Be surprised how good feelings and laughter can really amp up the activity during an investigation.
Absolutely.
I've actually did a recording because one time I tripped in the dark over a coffee table, and all you hear is bang, crash, and then the spirit voice we picked up after I did all that said, "You effed it up," after I tripped over the table. And I got thinking, yeah, spirits have a sense of humor, so why not, why not work with that?
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I have a team as well, and we're just having fun, and I always find, like, when doing home investigations, I take them more seriously.
Right.
And then going to these bigger locations, we are able to communicate with spirit and investigate and learn the history and have fun. And it always ends up just being a great time and having some laughs. And we're always in this great positive mood, and it always attracts positive spirits. So it's a lot of fun to explore, and we all have our own way of investigating as well, and learning, and I find too, like, when doing investigations, and it's important for debunking. It's important to learn how to debunk and know what's spirit, what's not spirit, because not everything is spirit.
Right.
So, yeah, and sometimes, like I always say, like, with my investigations, whether it's a home investigation or we're all teaming up doing whatever, I'll either choose to be the medium or I'll choose to be the investigator. And, I like to switch it
You
up.
like to move around, change ups every now and then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Okay, so what are some of the biggest challenges that you guys have with the woodwork like this?
Personally, that's a good question. I'm trying to figure out how to answer that. The biggest challenges, help me out, Sarah. I guess the biggest challenges is getting everybody's schedule in order so we can actually do it as a group.
Yeah.
Getting everybody together. Also, sourcing locations, because you have to. People are just gonna like. Yeah. Okay. One thing I run into is if we're doing an investigation on a property that's a rental unit.
Yeah.
I will refuse to do that investigation until we have permission from the landlord.
Yeah.
And one of the challenges I have is getting that permission, because you're automatically, if it gets out that, hey, there's been a team in here, they're investigating a ghost in this, you've now cut down their property values.
Right.
Yeah.
So getting that okay sometimes just doesn't happen.
They don't want to have that out there.
And it's almost kind of, it makes you feel bad because you have a group or a family begging for help, and I just can't do it until we get that go ahead by the real owner of the property.
Right.
I can't, because first of all, I don't want to get sued.
That's right.
And I think it's only fair that the owner of the property has the final say if we can come in or not.
Right. Yeah. Giving respect across the board.
Yeah.
What about you, Saraa?
I'm kind of where Glenn is. Like, you've made some really good points. I'd really have to just think about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very broad question to come up with an
That's
answer.
okay. You said some good points, so I thank you guys so much for that.
And I know this next question, we've discussed it a bit, and I know, Saraa, you shared that you've been doing this work with some of the tools that you work with, and you started out, saying the dowsing rod.
Dowsing, yeah.
Yes. Old school, we're going back, but then picking up with the spirit boxes, et cetera. What are some of the preferred bits of equipment that both of you choose to work with?
I love our infrared cameras. I love our now, and also you repurpose items for investigations. One of the handiest tools in an investigation is a cat toy. It's just the cat balls. The cat balls. I don't know if you've ever seen them. They're little glowing, the little balls, and if you touch them, they'll.
Okay.
They are fantastic for an investigation because I've had them go off on command. Can you please touch that? Boom, 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 and then, okay, thank you very much. Can you try the one on the other side of the table? Boom, that one will go off, and it starts a sort of a level of communication because they're actually doing it on command.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It started out as a cat toy, and it's a fantastic paranormal investigation tool. Some people don't like them, some people do. I think they're great. I really think they're great. Although watch out for them in the dark, because if you step on them in the dark, you will fly.
I love the creativity of that. That's awesome.
Well, there is no proper way to do this. And I'm learning stuff. Like I see people getting into this, and they do some stuff, and it's so imaginative what they're doing to get results. I just have to admire it. I don't sit there and go, they shouldn't be doing that. This is the way you're supposed to do it. No. I admire the creativity. Some of the things what I tried, not on your life, but I do admire the creativity of what some people are doing. So, and then some of the tools we build ourselves. Like I've built my own REM pods.
That's awesome.
I built my SLS camera. And,
wow.
YouTube is an amazing tool for learning how to do those.
Awesome.
Saraa, what do you think?
For me, I like EMF, so I like my REM pods. My favorite thing right now is my tripwire. So Jeff Eastman from the Ghost Hunter store sent me a tripwire, and it lights up to EMF, so it turns different colors so when spirit gets closer. So if it's strict blue or purple, that means there's no EMF. Once it turns blue, spirit's getting closer to it. When it turns green, spirit's touching it, and then it continues. And he just recently sent me another one that I had purchased, and it has a built-in REM pod. So now beeps to the colors, which is really, really cool. So I have videos on my Facebook and on my TikTok page, and it shows kind of how it works. So I like EMF. And here's another great thing. Another equipment I like is my phone. I'll tell you why, because I've captured EVPs off of my iPhone.
Right on.
So, you know what? I like my portal box. I like to communicate with spirit. I built my own portal. And I love it. But I like EMF, and I like to just use my intuition. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
One thing about EMF is it's a great way to see if there's something with you or around you. But with an EMF, that can be caused by bad wiring as well in a house. And if a person's in a house and they have bad wiring, and they're getting a high EMF from all around them, we refer to that as what's called a fear cage, because they're living inside this house that has this. And a high EMF can cause you to hallucinate. It can make you feel uneasy. It can even cause a skin rash. And I've been in houses before where you walk in and your EMF detector is off the charts and it's strictly from the wiring. But then the other part of that is an entity could use that as a power source to draw from to manifest
Yeah.
itself.
And I've had that issue, and it's killed my batteries like immediately.
We've all dealt with that, eh? The battery.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I have videos like on episodes on my YouTube, and I'm like, oh, there goes the laser grid. Yep, just keep on killing it, and it just dies. And I'm just like,
Right.
just change those batteries. Like, and that, you know, like, it drives me freaking nuts. Like, Glenn at the cemetery, Glenn helped me do this event for this kids club through a wildlife, and it was an amazing event. But every time Glenn changed the batteries to his portal, Spirit would kill it, and
Wow.
then would continue to let Glenn know, I'm draining your battery.
Within like 5 minutes, like they normally would last like an hour.
Yeah.
And actually, one thing I want to mention about when we did that with that event with the kids, I'm sort of a fringe member of a Wiccan group, and we do a ceremony at there's a cemetery nearby where we are, and you wouldn't even know it's there. It's just forgotten. I think the last grave was in the early 1900s, but the stones date from like 1700s into the like 1910, that kind of thing. So I go with them. We do an affirmation of whoever the people that are buried there, and then we leave out apples because it's like basically it's the food of the dead, and we leave out apples as an offering for them. Right. When we did that event with Saraa, I brought some apples and I explained to the kids, this is what we do. We leave these apples and we offer them to the kids. It was the most heartwarming thing to see these young kids. They were going over to stones that had looked ignored, and they're like talking to them, going, "Oh, nobody's seen you well." And they're plucking the grass away from around them, and they're leaving apples for them. And it just warmed your heart to see these kids. They love doing it.
Right.
So we're doing that actually more often. We're just, if we're at a location, we'll leave an apple.
That's awesome. And that's funny because we're doing ritual on October 31st, and we are doing the pomegranate and the apple. Apple representing the rebirth, and pomegranate representing the death part. So it's interesting. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Just
okay. So my question is, what are some cautions that you guys would share with new ghost hunters or just the curious amateur?
Can I jump into this one?
Yes.
Don't explore houses that you think are abandoned.
Mm-hmm.
You always see that. Oh, there's an abandoned house. I'm going to go and look for ghosts. First of all, that's safe. And a house is never abandoned. Somebody still owns it. Somebody owns that property. You go in there and you break an ankle, that's on the homeowner or the property owner. It's going to be on their insurance. So we never go anywhere without permission. And you see it all the time. You see videos posted online, and people are going through these houses. Oh, it's just a no. You don't do it.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Also, I guess as far as a caution, like the challenge, don't challenge. Always be respectful. Always are respectful. You see too often. Well, why don't you come and pick on me? And also, a big rule I have: no one is allowed to invite a spirit to touch them. I see that all the time. Well, if you need some energy, draw it for me. No, you're not. No. Big no. Sorry, I jumped in there, Saraa, but I just said
that's okay. No, go for it.
So what we do is, as opposed to saying, would you like to draw energy from a person? You know those plasma globes that people use on their desk for decoration? Some of them have the spark that goes around them. They give off a massive EMF field. Yeah. So I will actually set one out and say, if you need to draw energy, you're more than welcome to draw it from this device here. And then what I'll do is I'll put a fluorescent light bulb beside it, a small one, and it will light up. The EMF will actually light the light bulb up. But if you touch that globe, the light will flicker. So I've had twice now where we've invited spirit to draw energy from the globe, and the light has started to flicker.
That's awesome.
So it's just something that we're kind of playing with right now. And the jury's still out, but I think I have high hopes for it. And awesome. And Rhonda just disappeared.
Uh-oh. I
Excellent.
hope that
lost
there
you there.
is. I hope that she is.
Yeah.
No, oh, I think her phone. I hope it didn't die.
Just jump to this. Saraa, did you have anything to
Oh,
add
you're
to
back.
these
You're back.
cautions?
Okay, we don't see you, but you're back. Okay.
Can you hear me? Okay.
You're what?
I hope you
Yeah,
can.
I do.
Yeah,
Can
we
you
can
hear
hear you.
me?
We just
Okay.
can't see you.
Yep.
Oh,
Yes.
that's so weird. I can see everybody. Well, anyway, I just wanted to say, Saraa, do you have anything to add to the cautions?
I would say learn how to debunk, as always. Do your research on all the equipment and how it works, especially spirit boxes. And that's what drives me nuts. They work off radio frequencies, audio to speak. It's
Oh,
very
Sarah locked up.
important to ask the proper questions and to know that everything coming through these things isn't spirit. Sometimes it is radio, and you'll know it's spirit when you're getting the validation coming through, answering your questions. So those are huge. A lot of people will take these on stage or do things and go, oh, spirit is saying this and that, but it's not that at all. There is a lot of radio in these things, and I like it when we hook it up to the portals and we get the validation and the feedback. But it's always important to debunk these things for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and also another thing I like to tell people is I take equipment to the cemeteries. I love cemeteries. They're my favorite thing. And it's not because they're haunted or spooky. They aren't. They're great for debunking equipment because there's no above or underground piping,
Right.
obviously, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So when you're having, and you got to watch temperature as well, and the weather, but when you're getting things working, even if it's one of those LED balls, they're really hard to really turn on, like, and you have to be careful with vibration, of course, but they work great. So cemeteries are good to take your equipment on a nice day and
Okay.
to test out.
Right on.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And honestly, they're pretty cool to go to at night. Let's be real.
Yeah, they are.
We did. It was a group. We were just looking for something to do one evening, so we all went to a cemetery at night. And at one point, where I was walking through the stones, and I had my video camera going, and I could hear a set of footsteps walking behind me.
Wow.
And but then where my car was parked, we kept seeing shadow figures around my car because there was a couple of stones there. And I said, over there, I said, I think I could see something by my car.
Glenn?
He's kind of.
The door's locked on my car.
Oh, there you go. Now we can.
Oh, okay. Much better. Okay.
Is that me? I think I'm locked up.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, you're back. Okay.
Yeah,
So
sorry about
that's
that. I guess that might be me. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I know I don't know if you guys can see me yet, but I wanted to ask.
We can't see you, but we can hear you. Go ahead.
Awesome. What hunts do you guys have coming up that you can share with us? Anything project wise, investigation you can share with us?
We actually right now I really can't talk because they're not public yet.
No problem.
But I do have in the next month and a half. I think we have roughly 6 different investigations coming up.
Wow, that's
all right. That's wonderful.
It's a combination of a couple of public places and private residences. So it's going to be exciting. We actually just took on a new team member because we're going to be so busy. We need the extra bodies.
Wow.
So
how about you? Anything coming up that you could share, or just like Glenn, the numbers?
I have to say this first on my end, and I've been seeing this all day today. It's 11:11 here. Had to say that.
Yes, it's there. I see it.
So we just had a couple past investigations that were incredible. There's a new episode coming out on my YouTube channel. There's a couple new episodes. One was at an antique store. It was amazing. And the saddest part of it, though, the basement of this antique store was a slaughterhouse at one point. So the energy there was just insane. We were communicating with animals too. Like it was insane. So the episode is there for you to check out. We just went to St. Lo Ottawa Jail Hostel in Ottawa. It was incredible. My team and I had such an amazing time. We've captured EVPs like crazy.
Mm.
We had so much spirit communication. We did a Ouija board session and the board started shaking and we actually started freaking out. We all had like our pinkies. It was moving and then it was lifting.
Wow.
And we tried to debunk that. There was no way. So all of that's on a new episode coming up.
Okay.
But coming 2026, we are going to probably Kingston, Ontario. I'm going to take my team to the Rockport motel that I was talking to you guys about in the beginning of St. Lawrence River. I really want them to experience what I experienced because the energy even around the St. Lawrence River holds such amazing energy, and I want them to really feel and use their intuition there. Yeah, and there might be some house investigations, of course, throughout the winter. So
right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I wanted to throw something in real quick here. This is not really paranormal related, but we've been doing this little. Everybody's heard of this elf on a shelf that they do in Christmas, like over the month of December. You ever heard of that? Okay, so we've been doing a thing called because with Halloween coming up, we've been doing a thing called Doll in a Hall, and I've been inviting people to send pictures of their dolls, spooky looking dolls, into us, and every day we've been posting a different spooky picture of a doll. So and I've been getting photos of dolls from all over the world. So if you guys want to send one over, please do, and I will post it. We'll get on our page.
Okay, all right.
Having a ball. Well, it's got enough attention that a radio show up in Canada here has seen it, and they've invited us to come on as a guest to talk about it.
Oh,
I don't have any spooky dolls. I've got lots of dolls, but I don't have any spooky ones.
They don't have to be spooky. Just we will spookify it for you.
All my dolls are like from around the world wherever I traveled and stuff. My Japanese doll is not there though, but yeah.
Okay, just send us some close-ups of the dolls, and we'll post them.
Okay, all right.
And it's just a silly little thing called Doll in a Hall, and what a response we've got from it. So, and I think at the end of the month when Halloween hits, I'm going to do a montage of all the dolls we got over the course of the month.
Okay, all right.
I have a spooky doll. It's my aunt's doll. It's about 100 years old now, almost 100 years old. Ceramic head.
Wow.
Oh, perfect. Okay, please send it over, and we will share it because I said,
we have one that's spooky.
We've had pictures from Germany, from the U.S., from Australia, from England, from all over the world.
Nice,
amazing. Star, we have
Where would you guys love to investigate but haven't as yet?
Oh, I have one. I can't tell you the location right off the hop, but y'all can look this up.
Yes.
The Sally House. It's in the US, and it is just extremely haunted, and I would love to go there and investigate it.
That's
nice. What about you, Glenn?
I know where I would like to go, but they will not let an investigation team come in.
Where?
Is the Kingston Penitentiary Prison.
Okay.
And I've done the tour, and of course, while I was there, I took my K2 out of my pocket, which I had taken with me, and the person doing the tour went, no, put that away. We don't allow that.
Wow.
So I would love to go in there. It's a massive. It looks like a castle. It's a massive prison.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice.
Actually, I have another one too that's on my bucket list. I really want to do. Not just for the fame of it or the negative or positive feedbacks of it, but Ed and Lorraine Warren's house.
Oh, yes.
I would love to. Like, I love the Conjuring movies, Annabelle. I like it all.
Oh, yeah.
And the documentaries behind it, whether true, false, whatever. I like learning about demonology.
Yeah.
And different things. So I would really like to see what's up with the Annabelle doll and debunk it the best that I can.
Yeah.
And if I can't debunk it, then okay, we'll see what's up.
Yeah.
Okay, that's wonderful. Rhonda.
I just want to share where I did one of my first hauntings was at Eastern State Penitentiary in outside of Philadelphia, PA.
Good one.
That's a good one. That
Yeah.
was Anyway, let me just jump to this next question. I know we've taken up so much of the time, you guys, and you guys have shared so much excellent
This has been
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
areas do you work out of? So if people are looking and they need to, they need to reach out to you guys, they have situations going on at home, what areas do you tend to work out of or go to? Or do you travel? Do you travel all over?
We tend to travel. We kind of stick mainly to central and southern Ontario.
Okay.
And but I mean, we do call ourselves Canadian Paranormal Investigations, but that's the area that we stick to. If it's too far away, we'll recommend another team that's closer to where the client is.
Perfect. Excellent.
That's smart. That way you're not going too far out of your way, kind of a thing.
Right.
That's awesome.
I've done a good 4 or 5 hour drive to locate.
That's a job. Saraa, how about you? Any particular area in case, people who are listening, watching on playback, if they need to reach out for assistance?
Anyone can reach out for sure. And it's okay to do virtual readings and investigations. Like if you're in Canada or the States and you need help. And me and my aunt have done that in Transylvania, like different places
Nice.
where, and this lady, she literally thought that there was a demon hurting her and doing different things. And I can't go all into details, but we did as much white light and anything that we could do to help in that situation. But like Glenn says, I've reached out to teams and done my research to look out for other teams in certain locations and have had contacted them to help others. But for me, like pretty well Ontario, Canada is very large, and there's paranormal investigators that I can contact and help out, but I go anywhere that I'm asked. If someone looks me up and says, "Hey, can you come and help me out?" Sure, like no problem. But yeah, it's nice because when I'm going to say like home investigations, a lot of the homeowners never say, "Can you get rid of this spirit?" Because that's kind of impossible. It's more or less, I'll help you understand and communicate with your spirit, and I'll help the spirit communicate and understand you so you guys can share each other's space, or they're going to have to move because spirit ain't going anywhere. I've dealt with so many stubborn spirits where I'm just like, ugh, I just can't. So it's a learning thing for me too.
Yeah.
Like I'm still learning how to be my own investigator and how to be my own medium. And I don't ever want to just stop learning or say, no, I got it all figured out. 'Cause I'll never have it figured out.
Yeah.
Like my biggest thing for me is learning about the afterlife and communicating with spirit and knowing that there is an afterlife. And I'm huge in extraterrestrials. Like I can go down rabbit holes. Like I believe in Sasquatch. I believe in everything that people feel as though they have seen because they believe it.
Right.
And I always tell people, you'll never know until you have your own experience. So who to criticize and judge?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a very very great way of thinking of it. Very open minded, and that's right. But we are so happy to have you guys join us here tonight.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah. It really was great answers and everything that you guys shared with everyone. And anywhere else you want people to reach out to you, we've been sharing your website, Glenn and Saraa, if you want to tell anyone else where else they could reach out to you.
Sure.
Do you have your Instagram or anything?
Yeah, sorry. All of a sudden there was an audio going on there. Is that?
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. I heard that.
It's still happening. Oh,
There you go.
Every time she goes to share, it comes
the
on. Yeah.
microphone.
Are you okay, Rhonda?
Is that Rhonda?
I think so.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
And also, I'm just going to throw in there, like, we have our website that you've shown. We're on TikTok. We're on Blue Sky. We're on X, Facebook, and just look up Canadian Paranormal Investigations and you'll find us.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and for me, I'm on TikTok and Facebook, YouTube. You can find me under KUWS Paranormal. That stands for Keeping Up with Spirits. But again, KUWS Paranormal. And you guys can check out some of my groovy TikToks and investigations. And you'll get to meet the team as well. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Thank you both very much for being with us here tonight.
Thank you
It
so
was
much.
so nice. Thank you so
Everyone, and again, I'm sure everyone is thanking you as well for being here with us. All right, so let's hear a bit from our other shows that we've had.
Okay.
Okay, Rhonda, are you here with us tonight too, or what? I'm not sure.
I can't hear you. Or
You can't hear me? Rhonda? I'm not. Am I on? And now I'm wondering if I'm on. Yep, I'm good. I think. Rhonda, can you hear me at all?
I have no audio.
We have no audio. Okay, I'm going to go ahead with the astrology part, okay? Sorry, everyone. I'm going to cut back on how many I have to do because I don't think Rhonda will be able to do it with us. Okay, so we left off and we're beginning tonight with the horoscope for Libra season. Again, October 2025, Samhain Halloween month. And the horoscope for this month is all about fire, water, and the power to begin again. Libra, that's who we're beginning with tonight. It's your birthday season, Libra. And this year you have your eyes on the prize. Since the 3 astrological houses of your chart that rule career and work will be activated, you could be preparing to either start a new job, get a raise, negotiate a partnership, start a business, or take it to a new level. And while some of your influences look stellar, some might need a little bit of careful handling. A couple of confusing aspects arrive around October 13th when Neptune, the planet of illusion, got activated in your partnership sector. For this season, cultivating patience rather than rushing could be more helpful than detrimental. This was especially true around October 6th when the full moon in Aries brought perceptions that quick decision making might be necessary and the best route to take. One of your biggest gifts comes in the form of patience when it comes to negotiations. And something else that you can rely on this season is your ability to see both sides of any story, as well as a unique set of problem-solving abilities. Your strongest moment arrives between October 19th and November 6th, which is when Venus, the planet of money, graces your sign. So it kind of brings your money sector in. All right. One of the things, oh, wait, hold on. Sorry, hold on 1 second. Okay. Sorry, when I'm trying to do everything all at the same time, it kind of throws me a bit. Sorry. Okay, sorry. The new moon in Libra that occurred on October 21st represented a major new beginning in your life, and one that could be tied to either a bigger paycheck or a stronger professional or social presence. This is when the 2025 promise of expansion you've been feeling could actually manifest itself. Reflection question: how can I exhibit my unique gifts and talents while negotiating under pressure. And your mantra, Libra, with clarity, self empowerment, and confidence, I expand in the direction of my dreams. All right, Scorpio, it's not your season, Scorpio, but it might certainly feel like it. With the most driven of all planets, Mars, traveling in your sign. Okay, hold on. Rhonda's trying to come back in. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can get her back. Oh, wait. I don't know how to do this with her there like that. Oh, wait, there you go. Sorry, everyone. I am trying to bring her in. Rhonda, are you there? Can you hear me? You're muted, though. Okay, onward, Scorpio. It's not your season, Scorpio, but it might certainly feel like it. With the most driven of all planets, Mars, traveling in your sign all season long, you're feeling ambitious. Mercury, the planet of communication, entered your sign on October 6th, which meant that you would have been busy either writing, traveling, or negotiating important deals. Within this process of transformation, you might notice some long held habits or even projects that came to an end around that time as well. Between September 22nd and October 13th, as these two planets clashed with powerful Pluto, you became aware of behaviors and thoughts that in the past have prevented you from embracing a true sense of power. But this time you're feeling stronger and more adventurous, meaning that you will be ready to crush any self limiting beliefs. This is bound to happen at the very end of the season. It happened on October 21st at the new moon in Libra. This might have prompted you to embrace a new learning journey that promises to bring you expansion and more monetary abundance down the road. So if you notice, there's a money theme going through so far between Libra and Scorpio. When Jupiter activated your educational sector, you're realizing that to thrive in this new world, you must learn some new tricks to either become or stay relevant in your industry. Luckily, Scorpio, you're heading into some of your most productive months of the entire year between September 22nd and March 1st of 2026. While your planet Mars becomes stronger, the sky is indeed the limit. Reflection question: how can I set myself up for success in these times of great collective change? And the mantra, the deeper I dive into self-study, the more aware I become of my immense personal power. For Sagittarius, Virgo season, which was eclipse season, was a very busy time for you. And Libra season serves as a time for you to adjust to any of the changes that you experience. This is particularly true with Mars, the planet of drive and assertion, entering an area of your chart that is all about rest, introspection, and healing. Between now and November 4th, the more time you allow yourself to replenish your energy, the more productive you'll be between that time. And especially between November 4th and December, mid-December, which is when Mars will grace your sign. And even though you are going to feel introspective this season, you can expect a lot of movement within your career and social circles. The October 6th full moon in Aries illuminated what that meant for either a collaboration or social group that you belong to. Then between September 30th and October 9th, there may have been some changes within your career or your industry that have been brewing under the surface for some time. Your personal life was also highlighted this season. Masterful Saturn had returned to your home sector, inspiring you to take a much more serious approach to the foundations of your life. Between October 15th and October 21st, the new moon in Libra, you made some choices regarding the people you surround yourself with, who is truly deserving of your time and helps you to evolve. As you dare to question this question, as you dare to answer this question, a deeply healing moment within an intimate relationship could transpire. Reflection question: what goals do I need to take a break from now and come back to with a true sense of drive and ambition? And the mantra for you would be: I surround myself with those who truly understand how my nature is evolving. For Capricorn, okay. Libra season is always an important time for you. Capricorn, as it is one of the times of the year during which you're feeling driven, ambitious, and productive. If you've been sacrificing time away from home and your family in order to sustain your workload, expect this to become obvious between when it happened a lot during October 6th at the full moon and October 21st, the new moon that we just passed. You might be getting ready for a launch, conference, or important strategy meetings, making use of your social and diplomatic skills. If you need to make important career related decisions, do that between October 13th and October 18th. Hopefully, you did it within that time, and tread carefully. Since a confusing vibe will permeate the sky during those days, giving yourself extra time or consulting someone you trust before acting would have been really helpful. The days between October 19th and November 6th, when Venus graces your career sector, promises to bring some advancement or at least ease to your professional meetings and flow. October 19th, in particular, was positive for getting together with your colleagues and brainstorming any ideas for the future. But Libra season is not just about career advancement. It's also highlighting an important theme around balance and justice. Around now, you might have to make important choices in the case that there is a need to cultivate more balance. Chiron, the planetary body of healing that has been inspiring you to uncover any unresolved themes since 2019, brings the possibility for a deep sense of healing to be felt in your home and family life at this present time. Your reflection question is, how can I blend my heart, intuition, and logic to make decisions? And your mantra, when I make decisions from the deepest part of my heart, I am guided by the highest power in the universe. Then on to Aquarius. Aquarius, prepare to be very busy this month. Every 2 years, every zodiac sign receives an injection of energy that can be harnessed towards career goals and soul purpose. For you, that time is arriving now, as Mars, the driven planet of action, supercharged your career sector, which is charging that sector, which it started actually September 22nd. Between now and November 4th, you'll have more energy at your disposal to hit new levels of productivity. Some of these days, however, might bring intense interactions as Pluto, the planet of power, inspires you to step into your power between September 22nd, and it had also that started September 22nd, went to the 4th, and then followed by Pluto on to October 13th. Expect to get your insights into your true ambitions and desires, as well as what keeps you from achieving them via the conversation and events that transpire. Your month is also infused by the feminine and daring energy of asteroid Pallas Athene. You are being given the gift of strategy, which can be used in any aspect of your life: career, wellness, love, or family. And the gift Pallas lens unites intuition with strategy, the left and the right sides of the brain, the feminine and the masculine, going beyond the break of the two sides of the story. A way to harness this would be to sit down and put a plan in place, regardless of its nature. And the October 21st new moon in Libra in particular was an ideal time for you to express your desires to the universe, and you have that can go all the way through to November 4th. Reflection question: which area of my life would use the influence of the sacred marriage between yin and yang energies? At balance again, right? We were talking about. And your mantra is, I dare to travel beyond superficiality. The deeper I look inside, the more powerful I feel. And last but not least, Pisces. After the busyness of eclipse season, you might feel more introspective this season. You'll be integrating all the changes that you have experienced and most likely need to focus on important projects and life matters. With masterful Saturn now retrograde back in your sign until mid-February, your time is February of 2026. Your time is best used when focused on building something meaningful that will last the test of time. Okay? Some of the key relationships in your life might be part of that, which will become highlighted during two separate times. First, between September 30th and October 9th, when there was a conversation or event that brought back a theme that occurred at the September 21st solar eclipse. You may now notice some of your ways to see and approach relationships melting away. Then October 10th and 11th, when Venus clashed with Saturn, You had a new set of boundaries or agreements which might need to be put in place within an important relationship. Boundaries were needed to be set. Okay. Ruled by Venus, Libra energy is a lot about love and romance, which is something you'll also get to experience this season. If you're already committed, Venus in Libra makes the days between October 19th and November 6th ideal for dates and exchanging sweet words and hugs. If you're single, Jupiter's blessing magnifies your prospects to meet someone special towards the October 21st new moon. Okay, and going beyond to November 4th. Even if you're not actually dating, you might experience a reset, a new beginning in the way you approach all good things in life, romance, fun, and pleasure. And finally, reflection question. What is the best use of my time when I think of my long-term goals? And then the mantra, it is my birthright to experience pleasure in all its forms. I open myself to love, joy, and happiness. All right. So let's see this sign. So we're going to go on to our tarot time. All right. All right. I was just getting my cards out. And okay, hold on. Having a little bit of technical issues back there. Okay, so for the tarot time, let's see. I noticed there was a theme that went through a lot of the different signs, from Libra to Pisces, around your money sector and your love. So let's see what comes up for you right now, your money or your love sector, and see what plays out for you this season with that card. Okay, so pull that one card around that. Okay, let's see, what have I got? I know, Rhonda, are you still there? She's not able to come in. Okay, so I got the Six of Wands. And if you notice, with the Six of Wands, he's got a lot of creativity and everything. And in a way, he's a gentleman, or a knight on a horse, and he's forging forward. And for me, I don't see this so much as my as just the money or the love. I see it as a combination. And for me, I see this as being steadfast about it. And there's a few things coming up that I know that I don't want to necessarily mention, but I know that this kind of plays into that because it kind of gives me the fortitude, the perseverance, and the strength and courage to pursue what I need to do to finish up the things that I have coming up financially. For the love sector, I'm really not. Again, I've always said it. I am not heading with that. I don't care as much about that part in my life so much as I do care about my stability and my setting up myself as I get more older. So I'm going to stick with that being what it is for that. Okay. And I see it as me succeeding with what I need to do and listening to insights from different people that will help me with that. All right. So next week, our guest will be Bree. Not next week. It will be November 7th, because next week we're taking off because it's Samhain. So we are not going to be here for next week. But we're going to do Bree Spears on November 7th. So we'll be happy to have her. And we would like to thank everyone in the chat that has been there with us. I am sorry that I am not the most technical person, so I didn't get to say hi to people in the chat too much or anything, or anyone on the playback. I want to thank you all for being here with us as usual. And we want to thank our guests, Glenn Laycock and Saraa Sofia, both in Canada, in Ontario. And we really appreciate them for coming on here and sharing their insights with everyone. So, and as usual, we always ask everyone to please like and subscribe to us on YouTube and Facebook, and for anywhere else that you would like to see that we are on, Instagram and everywhere else. And for us to keep bringing any more of this, we'd love to see you all send us insights, send us questions and thoughts as to how we can be further helpful with different podcasts and stuff that we have coming up. All right. So it's been a pleasure, and I wish you all the best. And what else? Samhain, if I don't see you for Samhain, please, all the blessings of this new season of Samhain and the new year. All right? Take care and love you all. And we'll see you when we come back on November 7th.